All right, that's where we are. This is the Saugeen Trail. It's a good trail. But we're gonna take a look at this and go into a little bit of the downtown. Have you ever wondered what it was like to live in a small town? What it looks like first thing in the morning when people are kind of getting up and going to work? Well, this is kind of what this video was like. So let's take a look at Walkerton. This is the Saugeen River. And what a beautiful morning it is. We're in the municipality of Brockton. It's also a campground kind of up ahead over here. These are all the different spots that you can launch your boat onto the river. And then it tells you how long the distance is. That's really cool. These are some of the types of fish that you'll see. That's kind of cool. These trees are huge. For Ontario, these are huge trees. I don't know how old they are, but my gosh, they're very old. I may have to put my microphone back on because it may get a little bit noisy when I walk into the downtown area. Now the river trail, believe it or not, goes in behind these buildings. And the reason it runs in behind these buildings, right, it continues down there, is this is where the old rail line used to be. Walkerton was established by James Walker, an Irish settler from 1850. It became a town in 1871. And today, it's got a population of 4,700 and some odd people. What a beautiful sunny morning in downtown Walkerton. This town at one time used to hold the Guinness Book. Well, there was an entry in the Guinness Book of World Records. And at one time, I'm not too sure the date, but there used to be 4 churches on the 4 corners of 2 roads. We got to see our mural. Here we go. So that depicts the Saugeen River back in probably the 1920s. It's really cool. But as you can see, there's a lot of like factory kind of businesses like dotted on the one side of the road. And that's because of commerce, business. That's how things were done back in the day. You want to be close to the river. But all these old stone buildings are all kind of still here today. And there's the grocery store, Foodland. It's really the So it's around 7:30. There's the old hotel. That sun is extremely bright. I just love it when they put up the history on these buildings. This is really cool. Sunnyside Grill. I don't know what time they open. Oh, I don't know if it's... Actually, it doesn't look like they're there anymore. I saw a lockbox on the door. And to me, that always says a few things. They've either been evicted or they're selling the business. I don't know what the case is. And this is the library right here. Again, this is probably one of those Andrew Carnegie Foundation where the only reason this library exists is because of the grant that they were able to get from the U.S. Florida money-making machine dude. Yeah, it was built in 1913. They actually have shows that they put on, like any local events, stage productions. They've got a theater in there. Walker's Landing Pub and Eatery. The guest house. Apparently this building is from 1878. That was William Brown Printer. Wow. We'll take a look at this on the other side of the street. And these are the real sights and sounds that you're seeing. Good morning, how are you? Music shop. And of course, there's always a Tim Hortons in town, so this is just on the edge of town to the east. And there's a great pizzeria kind of right where that set of lights is up ahead. And the Saugeen River Trail continues, and it kind of comes out here and it continues just on the other side of Tim Hortons. But yeah, this takes you to the one edge of town over there. So the old garage wood-fired pizza, it's just kind of right there. Look at these old buildings. They are so beautiful. May have a better look at the downtown there. So, I don't know, man. I just love this, all the old architecture. I mean, this building's been here all this time. Who would have thought, right? Something that they built back then, you know, would still look just as nice after all these years later, right? It's so cool. So you can go here to the Calf Bakery. That's where you get your coffee. That's where all locals go anyways. So if you want to support local. And this is another one, the guest house. Now this is kind of cool. They got this like nice little seating area right here. And you got a little bit of history. The early years. Oh, is this where the Chinese immigration? I think that's what this may be. It may have been what it is. What a beautiful little parkette. I say parkette because that's essentially what it is. But so nice. You got an Italian restaurant across the street. The one thing you will notice is there's really nobody kind of walking around the streets because Walkerton is a commuter town, right? Everyone literally drives everywhere. Yeah, you got some businesses around, but you know, it's not like it was back in the day, right? These little towns existed for a reason, but you know, as the towns grew up, we all know, right? Everyone kind of goes to the city. And then these small towns are kind of lost and forgotten. However, there are still businesses that operate out of these small towns. Some of them are doing well. Some of them maybe not so well. That's why I think it's always so important to buy local. Support everybody. Like, I mean, this is this is amazing. You've got this whole kind of like department kind of store right kind of here on the main street of Walkerton. You know, I want to do a shout out. What is it called? Kisses Longevity. 25 years they've been in business. How amazing is that? You got a spa. You got nails. Hardware store across the street, Benjamin Moore. Paint shop. Bank of Montreal. The old hotel. We got the stamp of Walkerton on the street. The Victorian Hall, I believe. Victorian Jubilee Hall, I believe, was built in 1870, 1897 or something like that. I'll put it up on the screen for you. What a beautiful, beautiful building. Obviously, town hall. Like, what a stunning building. Yeah, 1897. So awesome. The Rotary Club of Walkerton was 1939. What a beautiful place. So that, I believe, used to be a church. It's now being turned into a law firm, I believe. It looks like it's the courthouse right here. Yeah, there's the courthouse. Here's the other church. I don't know if this is the Anglican or a Presbyterian church. Let's see which one. Yes, this is the Presbyterian. So, this church, whatever law firm church that was, this used to be a church on this side that's now the courthouse, and there was one on the corner. This was the Guinness Book that I was talking about. This is the Guinness Book of World Records to have 4 churches on 4 corners. I believe that that's where this is. Oh, there is the other church. This is the Anglican. Okay, so here's the thing that you have to understand. So the Anglican church there, the Presbyterian church there, the Fisher law firm at the other end, and then there's another one that's not there. This used to be one big kind of block, is what it used to be. And so because it's years and years and years, decades later, everything's changed. Everything kind of looks different. So back in the day, that's where you would go ahead and have that record set, because these would have been the 4 corners. But land is sold, land is subdivided, and then here you are. So quiet. Oh, and there's the other church. Wait a minute. Okay, so we have to pay our respects to our fallen soldiers. This is you can see the steam coming off of the plaque, but there is the Walkerton War Memorial Park. Brave men who fought in the First World War. Can't even begin to imagine the horrors that people had seen and experienced. Wait, that's another church over there. Holy smokes, this is the town of churches. There's so many. So many. I don't even know which one that is. We'll go see that one later. This town is so peaceful. You got some newer semi-detached homes. I think they sell for like around $750,000, $800,000. Couple more weeks and the colors of the trees are going to be incredible. These big old houses are just incredible. There would have been some wealthy people back in the day. And this is St. Paul's United Church. Yeah, that's the St. Thomas Anglican Church down there that I talked about already. And there's another one down there. Maybe I'll drive by that one, but this big brick wall is I guess it would have been the prison back in the day. Let's see what year it was let's see what it says. 1867. Yeah, 1867. If these walls could talk. Yeah, I'd love to know what church that was before it became a law office. What a building, though. Ah, that's what it was. 1883. It was the Baptist church. I don't know if you can see it. Okay, so I think that's like 6 churches all within a block of each other. It's the town of churches, like I said earlier. Wow. And then these aren't designated historical houses, but there is significance to them. And I guess that one is 1933. And I don't really know. I have to zoom in. Oh, it's the sheriff. That would be in the sheriff's house back in the 30s. I mean, I always find it fascinating. You know, I walk down these streets, one of hundreds, if not thousands of other people who have walked down these streets before me. You know, and we know so little about their lives. That building right there it was a carpenter And it was built in 1877. So not long after Walkerton was incorporated into a small town. Look at that, a log house. Who would have thought? A log house next to all this older infrastructure, all these older buildings. I'd love to know the history on this one. There's another park. Well, I think it's time to go for a coffee. We get some breakfast. I've been going early this morning. Yeah, I'm filming this video before I start showing houses to clients. And I realized that I actually hadn't done a walking video in Walkerton recently. I think I did one in the spring, but it really wasn't that long. There's another one for sale. I don't think I'm looking at that one today. And if I continue to go it that way, up that great big hill, it takes me out of town to the west. A lot of other big, huge houses up there too, which is really nice. Leave it here in Walkerton. If you like the videos, think about maybe subscribing. Leave me a comment down below. Let me know your thoughts and feelings on Walkerton. Have you lived in this town? Do you have some gripe about this town? Or do you just think the cool is kind of cool? Anyways, my name's David. And this has been another episode of Backroads. Like I always say, get out and explore.